It's a beautiful time. It's a fresh yet sunny afternoon in the city of Oya. We are at Villa Estates, and what better way to have a wonderful time than to discuss matters that affect you and affect us? Hello and welcome to the Truth Hurts podcast. And as always, we tell you the truth. The truth hurts, but must be spoken. And I'm here with two gentlemen and a lady. I'll just go straight to it. Hello, Denzel. Welcome to Truth Hurts.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing today?
Alive and grateful.
Good, wonderful. We have the gorgeous, the voluptuous, the tantalizing Magdala. Hello, Magdala.
Hello, Faith.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good. You look good.
Thank you.
As
Just
always.
like you.
Thank you.
I know, right?
Yeah, now we have the troublesome one of the clan. Brother Jude and the Lord. In the Lord Jesus. Hello, Brother Jude.
May the peace of the Lord be with you.
I'm also with you. How are you today, Jude?
No, I'm doing great.
All right, wonderful.
I prayed in the morning, I'll pray now, and I'm going to pray in the evening.
Very correct. Continue in that same spirit. Well, let's just dive into the conversation because it's juicy conversation today. Oh, we are gathered here to
We don't get that.
we are gathered here to discuss breakups.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that we hardly really talk about. You just know that somebody's having a really hard time moving from a breakup. Guys will probably call their friends and be like, let's go and take a drink because they know that their man is going through pain. And in their mind, that is them shouldering their friend. Ladies will be like, let me come over to your place. You can cry on my shoulder, wet my laps and all of that. That is how people would deal with breakup. But there is just so much when it comes to handling breakup, especially how you break up in the first place. What is the appropriate way to break up? And of course, how do you move on after a breakup? That's exactly our topic on Truth Hurts table. So let's get into the matter. Now tell us, what was the most painful breakup you have ever experienced? Ladies first.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Summary.
In this.
The one that Magdala
Do I-
call ladies and gentlemen.
You understand, right? Do I even have? Let me remember. I probably do.
That really hurt you.
Really hurt me to that extent. I cannot say years, but I had to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me use this one as one of my most painful breakups because I did not see it coming. I did not expect it, and it was someone I really loved. It was someone I thought I could have a future with because amongst all the other guys or the other men I dated, he was, should I say, outstanding, and he was one of the best.
Outstanding.
This is someone who slept with me in the hospital for 2 days and told my mom that go house, I'll take care of it. You get he literally comes to the hospital every night at after 11. He's the last person to enter the hospital, and the security man already knew this guy. He goes to work.
Dude, that's good.
He goes to work. I think that was back then. The university. I used to do internship in Limbe, and he takes me from Boy. That's before I went to Limbe to get a place in Limbe where I could easily leave and go to work every day. He literally carries me from here, drops me in Limbe, and comes and get me back. Like,
wow.
He loved me to that extent that he did not want me to stress myself too much. So even the day I was sick, he came and got me from Limbe. He was in Boya. But when he heard that I was not okay, he rushed down, got me, and brought me to Mutengene. He first of all took me to my mom. My mom was at her bar. He took me there, and my mom saw the situation. Just said, "Mommy, I beg you follow me. Mo go hospital." So this is a guy who told my mom that, "Mommy, go house. I'll take care for you. I'll sleep you. So you care." And then how do we break up? You know, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. He came and met me practicing my passion, practicing what I like. But it's funny if you hear how we broke up. He did not really tell me it's over. But this guy gave me space. I mean, he took his distance, and when I found out, he had been making statements like, "They are okay. I'm not sure say I will fit. You only for quit them because when we marry, I'll open your store. You became like, what?" And then
in 20 holder in journalism and mass communication.
Sister, in 2020, when Cameroon hosted the Shan, I was literally everywhere. Today I'm in Yaoundé, tomorrow I'm in Douala, the next day I'm in Bafoussam, the next day I'm in Limbe, just to cover the Shan. It was like, I'm too busy. But to be honest, I always made out time. I always made myself available. And then I don't know what happens. Coincidentally, most times he sends me a message in the evenings. I'm always preparing my sports report for the next day. But I always reply his messages and it's like, he needs my full time, he needs my, and he doesn't think that if we get married, I'm going to continue with this work. It's a big red flag. It's a very, very big red flag. If you start telling me that, it means that you're not ready to support me, you're not ready to support my vision, you're not ready to support my passion. And I'm sorry, but I'll just have to let go, because if I'm to choose, oh please, journalism is not just my passion. I'm a sports lady and a proud one at that. There's no way I would want to.
I support this shop with 5 cups Gary.
After you give me the Gary, just one. Never say I drink Gary and sugar. So you see, I realized at that point in time, it didn't really hurt me much. But it's even funny that we did not talk about it. Like I said, he kept his distance. And it's funny that the day we talked about it was at the hospital on the day his mother was giving up. Yeah. We were still close. I was in school one day and he called me. His mother is very sick in the hospital. I went and visited him. I sat with him in the hospital. His mom was giving up inside. We're talking and he was like, what happened? Why did you decide to let go? Oh, Magdalene, I realized that you're too busy. I realized that if I would want you to stop your job, you would not want to quit the job because it seems like you're going to choose it over me. And I just said in my heart, like, bro, if I have a man who supports me, I'm ready to make it work. But if it has to come to the point where I would have to choose, if they put the two on the table, please, I want to be a financial woman first. I want to follow my dream. I want to follow my passion. And at the end of the day, I need a man who compliments me. I need an intentional
Dream,
man.
mommy, dream.
Thank you, sis.
Don't really, don't make me to a dream. Denzel, you've heard, it's a lot to take in. Yeah,
Right.
so have you had that kind of a scenario where you were really, really hurt? What was the most painful breakup like for you? What happened? Who let go, by the way? Is it you or she did?
But I think that it was sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. I think
We were all soaked in that story. It was crazy.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Right.
But I think for my situation, I think it's very different because relationships right now is extremely peculiar. I met somebody a while ago that, I thought this was actually going to go somewhere. But she, had a lot of things she had to actually deal with. And the main problem we had was religious differences. So it was extremely difficult to marry both. You know how you will talk to somebody, you say, when we get married, we are going to go here and do this. Ours was in whose church do we get married in? So at the base there were a lot of fundamental.
Okay, can we please talk about that later?
Yes,
this is a good topic because I'm terribly scared of that as well.
There were so many issues at that. So we had two different fundamental beliefs in so many things. At the connotative level, it was just, okay, how do we make this work? At the denotative level, the institutions that could bring us together were not the same foundations that were actually going to
Grandma. Denotative level. Papa, sorry. It's right on.
It became a very big issue because there was basic things couples see eye to eye really cannot. You know how you make an innocent joke and somebody quotes a Bible quotation based on just an innocent joke. So everything. So you're in a relationship where you are walking on eggshells. And this, and I need to know if you are laughing with me or against me.
For you.
I'm sorry.
It really was difficult because it really wasn't going anywhere. And then when we started having problems and they started doing certain things, I got a call that her pastor wanted to see me. So it really was not going to go anywhere, the one that hurt me the most was when they wanted to go for, their youth-led conferences, far off Yamudu. As a boyfriend, you're supposed to support. I did. And they went to the conference. I told them that they cannot marry people that are not from their church, from the transport which I gave. So it was really, really very, very, very difficult to swallow. And I think that's one of the most important people I have ever met because they assisted very much in my growth and my development. It's unfortunate that I ended like this because it's one of those situations where nobody.
Are you the one who ended or she did?
We just understood that we could not go through. Like my friend would say, we have not finished learning the Kali doctrine. I cannot add a new one on the one that I have not finished knowing. So I think it's one of those situations where you let go knowing that your heart is still there. You know you deserve better because continuing this route is going to lead in if you drop out. So I think that it's ended unfortunately. I think today we are very cordial. But if if I could go back, I think I definitely will not change anything because I don't think I want to change my religious orientation. I was willing to compromise, but from where they came from, it was always the high road or the highway. So that's how he ended. It took a while to get. I think it took a really long time. Like I had flings here and there, but that was the person I always went to bed thinking about. It's been mitigated so far.
Thank you. The last part really hits deep.
It really
goes deep because it's almost the same thing. For a while, I even took a decision for a very long time that I would not want to date. I had to stay single for over 3 months. It's not like
for 90 days.
I was not mingling. Please, I'm not done.
Just 3 years.
It's not like I was not mingling with others, but I just did not want to have a relationship at that time because this is somebody. And whenever anyone asks me if there is an ex you want to get back in your life, it would definitely be him. Definitely be him. Honestly, I didn't have someone who loved me that much. You know when somebody loves you and you know that the person loves you.
What does his name start with?
R.
Mr. R. Mr. R. Wherever, no star actor. Mr. R.
No, let me say something. Let me add something.
Do you know
before
what
you continue.
What?
What are people saying here? Fish. Let me say something. And I'm the kind of girl who used to go for a dark skinned man. I have my preference,
So
and I always
fair.
And to think that the guy is fair.
I saw that name, my sister.
He's light skinned. That's the first fair person.
Yeah, so you go for me, right?
Jude, I don't even know what to ask you right now. Tell us about your most painful breakup, please.
Faith, please, you're trying to say something to Mr. R. Can you read just finish before coming to Jude? Thank you.
Dearest Mr. R, I believe that after the confession, you would want to have a retake on your decision.
No.
Come back.
You
Not
see,
anymore.
Things that get broken can still be mended.
Not anymore,
Like in Japan,
seriously.
calm down. In Japan, when things are broken, they don't just discard them.
They don't.
They take them and they use, I think, something gold plated to mend or bring these things back together, and it becomes a new and priceless piece. That can happen with Sister Maki Max.
Not anymore.
So please don't say that, calm down.
Never say never.
However, we appreciate you for the love and care. Honestly speaking, that was healthy love, and we need that kind of love in the society. Thank you. All right, brother Jude. So, what was your most painful?
For the Jude of the church.
Please don't cry. Wow. Should I give you my?
Give me tissue.
Should I give you the hand of my dress?
Give him natural tissue.
Brother Jude, tell us.
So you.
Keep it short and simple. We don't have much time.
Kiss.
Please kiss it, please.
Kiss it.
Tell
Kiss
us.
it.
Yeah, let me kiss
Tell
you.
us.
Thank you.
So you all know me. I am a very loving and caring person. and
They don't know you.
it's always been my desire for everybody to be loving and caring. And while I was in university, I learned about just being a bad boy and a player up and down and just having girls and ladies and feeling free. I tried to do it, but I couldn't do it for too long because my nature is love and care. And one day, I saw somebody in the midst of so many damsels with the ones I had already. I still needed to add another to that. I didn't know that was my point. I needed to just, want to settle now. It was so beautiful. It was a very long story. And after some time, I discovered that I changed a lot about myself, because that's one thing about love.
That's true. Changes people.
Yes. You change a lot about yourself. You don't want to go drink alcohol with your boys anymore. You don't, just want to go play soccer anymore, football all the time and all. You just want to be with that person like that. It was so nice. It was so very nice. We spent some time together, and I had to just, send every other person I had around me away just so I could focus. Not fuck us, but just focus. I did that for some time and it was so good. We went through university and, sometime around when we were ending school, I already was very sure that my life was going to be so nice and peaceful after that. I was going to leave university and probably just get married And just continue life nice and slow. It was cool. The girl would get sick and she would tell her mom, call me, because I needed to be around for her to feel like she was worthy.
Her mom accepted people's relationship. Wow.
Of course. I mean, I was already a G, a street nigga at the time, so the mom knew I was always going to be around. But now moving to where the breakup came, the painful part about it was that it wasn't even painful. That's the painful part about the breakup. It wasn't painful.
Yeah.
Because we, at some point when we finished school and then I was thinking about, okay, what should we do with our lives? Let's plan on, let's move on. And then she called me one day and she was like, I really want to talk with you. Because she would always tell me, I say, I love you, say, I don't love you, which is okay by me. No, it's okay. We spend like a couple of years just saying, I don't love you, I love you, I don't love you. But now she called me one day and then she was like, okay, it's been good while it lasted. And I think I really love you so much and I want to be with you every day. But I have a long life ahead of me. I have goals, I have dreams, I have stuff to follow. And I also know, she chose for me. She also knew that I had a lot of things to do and I had a lot to achieve. And no, so she thinks that we should go our separate ways.
What?
So we could follow up our different, dreams and lives.
Wow.
Can we have tissue for brother?
So,
Wow.
In few seconds I am going to cry, but I prefer to see the tears. And that's what I say. The painful part about it is that it wasn't painful. Because we had a conversation and then she left. But then she kept on calling and talking and encouraging and so the painful part of my relationship was after the breakup. The painful part of my breakup was after the breakup. You break up with me, you are with me. And you are not with me. Well, it's complicated. So if I continue saying this, we might end here. But I'm sure we need to move. And this is where I really, we say truth really hurts.
But we spoke to my brother.
Yes,
Where, Papa?
we spoken, and that is one of the 10. But this one,
I think another thing that sometimes we set ourselves for failures is when we negotiate with our non-negotiables. For example, everybody has a non-negotiable. For some women, it could be a man who drinks, a man who smokes. For me,
a woman bitter.
No matter how it sounds, my non-negotiable is somebody who is loud or somebody who might have a child. The child part is because I believe in my evolution of myself. There's so much I'm learning. So I don't think I'm ready to be somebody's father yet. So because they say a lot.
And that is okay.
And she had one.
Tell her.
So
okay, she had one.
Yes.
And you still stay.
Because I think again when you genuinely love somebody, you look beyond certain things that are non-negotiables and then you figure out. But I think research has shown that once you go against your non-negotiables, it hardly ever ends well.
Yeah, you should.
For women who have a man who beats them and always says, he will change and he will change, they either end up dying or losing a body part.
Yeah.
So I think non-negotiables should be respected. I think non-negotiables are good because they establish boundaries. For us, I feel that once everybody falls in love, common sense goes out, just goes out the window.
Not for me, not anymore.
I think it's hard because you cannot reconcile love and rationality. Being irrational is the base of falling in love. For example, you will not.
Maybe then me, I'm not in love.
I don't know. You will not leave your house. You will not leave Douala to Boya at 4 a.m. at night for no reason.
No,
but if the person you love is sick, you know that 4 a.m. journey is just.
No, you don't have people in that town that you are, because something can happen to me when I'm on my way. Except I've taken all the other things into consideration about my security. Because you'll be stupid. For you to just look at and be going at 4 a.m. that I'm going in the name of love. Where am I going to? No.
What is the base
in the name of love?
No, that's what I'm saying.
What is the base of love?
I said earlier on that people should stop saying that this thing that love is blind. Please, I bet people should give me.
Share something.
What is
My professor in school would always tell us that a synonym for love is sacrifice.
No, you should do sacrifice blindly.
Others in front.
You do sacrifice blindly. It's just like taking risk.
Now,
they say
that is
take
the
risk,
question.
but take calculated risk. Taking a big risk back.
But how do you calculate risk?
Calculated risk. Okay, let's just have a normal conversation like what's happening right now. like the Jeremy Sorenjita case.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot to talk about that particular
And
case.
it's not his own.
Yes.
So when she was pregnant, he suspected that the children were not his, but he was convinced that they are his own.
Okay.
And then now they were together.
They did a DNA.
Only for the
No. When she was
There's only
pregnant.
now.
No, it's
Only
not.
now.
The kids fell sick. They took them to the hospital.
Yeah.
Apparently, and then they were trying to do some blood donations, and
He matched.
he was not understanding what they were saying, but he knew that there was a 50-50 chance that the children were not his.
Yeah.
If at the start he followed his instincts and said, you know what, these children are probably not mine, I don't think
But
he
he
would
was
be
like,
here
"I
now
love
as
it."
if it's the
You
fact
see,
that
that's
you
the
cannot
fact
get
that's why I'm saying that you should put some sense in the love. Because honestly speaking, if people are not putting sense in the love, we are going to be like sheep.
We shouldn't let.
And that is why that is why we have a lot of failed relationships these
But
days.
coming
Because
from-
it is okay. Let's talk about the case of an abusive relationship, for
Yeah.
instance. You claim to love someone that beats you every single day, and you're saying, "I am following my heart." Your heart is a very stupid organ. The heart is not meant for reasoning. That is why you have to blend it. Be rational. That doesn't mean that you're not going to make use of your emotions, but you have that logical part of your being is the one that is supposed to override your emotions, such that if your emotions are trying to take a bad decision, that part will tell you, "Hey, wait, this is not right." For instance, I like sugary stuff, but guess what? My body doesn't tolerate sugar.
Because you're sweet.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
point. Good point. So my logic has to tell me that, hey, you like this, but it's not good for you. It's just like people that are lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
You cannot continuously consume
People
milk
that
and the rest.
are
Lactose
lactose
intolerant.
intolerant.
Yeah.
You're consuming milk and the rest. It is your logic that will permit you.
You're not lactose.
Can you just calm down? I don't know him. Okay, now I told her to one kind of I said that
Don't
nicely.
come on the podcast. Don't man
I said nicely that I don't
No,
know.
man,
And
no,
I
no.
asked the question and then you repeat that.
So we have to blend. In fact, I was about to give my own.
Yeah, give her my bag.
So, yeah.
Who hurt you?
Oh, my brother.
The passion
Yeah,
with
we-
which you are
the
fighting
person will
is
find it.
love. Yes.
Oh,
I think he heard me and made me one of the best versions of myself.
Oh.
I would, in fact, I live with this mantra: be a better version of what you were yesterday. Every single day, be better than what you were yesterday. Just do one thing.
wait, you
Let
don't
me
tell
get to my
the
story.
Yes, I want to hear that.
That's why I've been looking for my honor. I live my life. Kunya.
Kunya.
I go for the event on time. I go to talk to this guy. I don't even know him. He be know me. He walks up to me and he's like, "Oh hey, how are you? Oh, I know you from this and this and this and this and this. Wow, I like you." Like that was still after university. I like you. I like the work that you do. Blah 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 blah. Oh, amazing. Rise no dog. And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Let's exchange numbers." It's like, "Yeah, I have work. I would like us to." So I accept. And then we get to chatting all of that, and the relationship blossoms. But mind you, in the course of discussing, because I'm one of those that always do the preliminaries, we have conversations about your goals, who you are, what you admire, and I realized that this guy who was very shallow, and that is not my kind of person. Faith does not date shallow people. You have to be deep. You have to know what you want out of life. You have to be hardworking. You have to be responsible. You have to have integrity. So I realized that he lacked a lot of these things, but for some reason, my heart was still beating.
You are related.
So I was like, anyway, I was like, anyway, I mean, I will carry the heart to it. Anyway, let me just try. Maybe I can change him. The worst statement to ever make in this life. So we go on dating for because the relationship lasts 10 months. We go on dating for months, and in the course of all of that, I realized that this guy was a parasite or is it parasite predator? What sucks blood from? Parasite, a prey.
Parasite sucks for his prey.
Yes, it sucks from. I was his prey.
Yes.
So that was who he was. He was draining my energy, taking my time, taking my everything. The little that I had, Oga was busy sitting to eat instead of us working together. At that very young age, I don't even start play life. But the small I get the carry as well, I go down and reach now which level. So we are there. I am working. I am strong because I was volunteering at that time. I'm receiving small. I'm doing all of those things, and he He is there milking off of me, and I will give him tons and tons of ideas on how he can make a living out of himself, what he can do. And one thing that I realized in the course of our relationship, he never took advice from me. He always knew better, but he would never do anything better. He would still come back to me to take my small 5K, my small 10K, my small this, and he would never do anything. Bro. You see, me as a woman, I've never been one to really date. Every woman has her type of man. I always like hard workers, fighters.
Like me.
So I would easily fall for a man that probably does not have much, but who has prospects. I like that fire because I have that fire. He did not have any of it, so I would try everything possible to teach him. You know, we're here. And I saw him in like bad fashion.
Hey,
I'm chosen at that bad fashion, but he take my head go.
See, so
you enjoy the bad fashion.
Wait.
hello.
Was he good at the bad fashion?
I said,
Was he good at the bad fashion?
He was not good, that's the worst part.
and now you can take your head go.
God, I beg.
Back then I did not know better.
That's spoil me.
When you talking about getting no present.
I mean, use my own small skill for.
Okay, at that time, you were still green. You were green in nature. Understand?
So now you don't do.
No, really.
In the course of
But you don't get
relationship
experience,
self,
right?
in the course of relationship self, calm down. In the course of
But you don't get
relationship
experience,
self, I don't really get the satisfaction I need that, but
Oh.
the fact that I don't really like it, and then I've been a one person way. I don't like for move from one person to another. I hate that. I hate having to say that. Yes, I hate that. So I want to also try as much as possible to make it work with you. And since it was not violent and all of that, and that's the bad. You see somebody man kill any chocolates. I mean, sorry, there's something about some men that are quiet. You would think that they don't do much, but the damage they are causing to your psychology is alarming. So he used to gaslight me. He used to tell me stuff like, "Oh, you think that there is better out there? You think that I'm not going to become something in future, but you're not doing anything at that point in time." And then every time I tried ending that relationship, he would beg, cry, crawl, sleep in front of my house, call people that I know, send his friends to come. And so I would try to break up like 1,000,001 times, but it was impossible because he would manipulate me emotionally to the point where, and mind you, I caught this guy cheating. I think I saw messages that pointed out to him cheating a few times, and he cooked up an amazing story for me to believe, and I stayed. So whenever I decided to break up, because I knew that there was no time, I have to build my life. Let me be with somebody that really, really is like you were saying. I was negotiating with my non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables.
Yes. So I was struggling to stay where I'm not supposed to stay. Long story short, after some time, I realized that this guy was actually dating some other women that were older.
Wow.
Huh?
It really bad. It really bad.
So it was a gigolo.
I don't know how older they were, but they were quite older than him.
Okay, was he dating for love or dating
I don't
for money?
think so.
Men has come.
Wait, was he dating for love or fucking
Men has
for money?
come. You know,
Hey, wait.
men has come.
Men has come.
Leave that one now.
Thank
See,
No, you don't holla Magdala.
Man.
You don't go holla Magdala.
my question.
Men.
Was he dating
I think
for
he was
love or
dating for money.
Yeah. I do not say dating for money.
What's your-
Hear my question. Was he
No, I'm not
dating
saying
for
it was
love or he was fucking for money?
How is she? Jesus.
Then you saw the messages, so
Yeah.
you will know.
Yes.
So you
Answer.
will
Was he
know
dating
from
for
the
love or
messages.
fucking for money? Fucking for money.
So, okay, let me ask you a question. With the ordeal that you went through, obviously, it changed you a little bit, and the next.
It changed me a lot.
You have dated girls, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a girl who projects the insecurities of a past relationship on what you guys have present?
Even a man.
So I have
Even
a
man
friend who
does
has the same problem who he dated a girl who has gone through trauma like you, but the girl is extremely fearful of taking the necessary steps to ameliorate their relationships because what has happened in the past
bad.
is very evergreen in her mind.
And that's what we are actually talking about now.
Everything for her is a party. For
That's
example,
true.
if they are watching football
I agree with
and
you.
he shouts
I
goal or
understand
something, it reminds her of what is in the past. So
Yes.
he is struggling to build a future with her, and she is
And I
stuck in
think
her
that
ways in the
at some
past.
point, I think that for those type of people, one of the reasons why that is happening is because you do not take time to heal.
That's it.
Let's now dive into the second
And then
segment
move into-
of our conversation.
Yeah.
What is the most appropriate way to end a relationship? Denzel, how do you end a relationship appropriately?
I think for me, the most difficult part is sitting down and having a conversation first with yourself and understanding that this person who you want to be an extension of yourself is not just good for you. Because at the end of the day, if we are dating, first of all, you represent me like I represent you. And you are an extension of who I am, my belief system, my values, and the core things I hold here. I think the second thing is to actually sit with them and actually understand that this is not going to go anywhere. I think we hurt ourselves a lot with immediate gratification rather than looking at what's going to happen 5 years later.
Grandma.
We have a serious problem with looking at the fact that people, I think once we love somebody, we try to find good things in them which really are not there. So half the time you are making up scenarios in your head that you begin to believe. I think the healthiest way to end a relationship is to talk to the person. And for me personally, cut off every communication, block, delete, archive, and send
Just to
away.
say you don't have conversations with your ex-girlfriends.
I don't think we have anything to talk about. We have spoken.
Are you saying?
But you have their contacts.
Are you saying no? When
I don't.
he was ending the relationship, he blocked, and then later they get to do business.
I don't.
But now there's
They
also
get
this
very
thing, this
important
question that always pops up. People always ask, does it necessarily mean does ending a relationship necessarily
because-
mean you should cut off the person or you two become enemies?
You guys
not
are not
enemies,
enemies, but cut that person because the tendency is that anybody you have seen naked, there's always a possibility of seeing a naked.
Oh,
naked.
That's
possible.
See, we should
Cut
stop
it,
fooling
no,
ourselves.
cut
That's
it off.
fact.
So I
Yeah,
don't see why you and I are together and you're your ex-boyfriend. You both spoke all those years ago. What is new now? There is nothing you guys are having a conversation about right now.
And why?
And I respect you.
And if you're somebody who respects the next person that comes into your
Why are we having a
life,
conversation
you have to-
behind?
that is it.
Because I will not disrespect
That
my
is
girlfriend by talking to who I was dating prior. Because if the conversation was important, she and I would still be
stay
together.
together.
So I think anybody who's friends with their exes probably has a problem.
And now the problem is people always use that to blackmail others, saying that you do not know who's going to help you tomorrow.
Oh, you can be working with that.
I know those who help
Roses.
me and those who
No,
help.
please.
I know.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest to ourselves. Okay? Let's be logical here.
We know the people that cannot help us tomorrow. We know. We put their names down.
I don't really think. I too do not really think that it's necessary for you to keep or to stay in contact with your ex. It depends the way you guys broke up or you guys decided to end the relationship.
And if
If
you
it was a
ended
mutual
maturely,
agreement,
why should there be bad blood?
if
That's
it was
why you have to
mutual
end it
agreement,
good.
that's okay. But if it's somebody who you realize it was toxic or you two did not really have an understanding before ending the relationship, you and I be talking.
Exactly.
And my next relationship is definitely going to affect because if a message from you just pops up in my phone and probably my man sees it, there will be no explanation to give this guy. He's not going to understand anything that comes out from my mouth. And trust me, let's stop fooling ourselves, dear ladies or dear men. Let's stop fooling ourselves. The truth is, if this guy texts me today, oh please, I'm not feeling well. Can you bring fruits? Can you get me fruits also? If I go to this house, if I go to this guy's house, Jude, and I think that if this guy lures me into sleeping with him, it can happen. Let's be honest to ourselves.
One last goodbye. Let's do
It
it
can
for
happen.
old
And at
time's
the end of the day,
sake.
it's a year retirement
Old
benefits
time's
also.
sake.
Let's stop fooling
At the
ourselves.
top that.
Please. Let's stop fooling ourselves. There is a high possibility that when we keep in touch with our exes
Exes.
behind,
I know.
we do something.
What you're saying makes sense because chaos is very, very alluring. The concept of chaos is such a wonderful thing because
Exciting.
the adventure in
Sometimes
chaos is so
uncontrollable.
nice.
Let's just do it
It's
again.
because chaos does not follow normal procedure. It's a lot of things that you should not be doing. So there's
Just like
adventure.
walking into your
He
boyfriend's
allowed you-
office
he allowed
and
you-
having sex with him on his desk
And
with the door open.
It's not say that sometimes it really makes
from the start. That love does not come with rationality. And she has been acting, but not because of bad fashion. He don't
Now,
realize.
look, did you get what
There are exceptions to every rule. Don't be silly. There are exceptions to every
Okay, I
rule.
want to say
No, no, no.
Every day you keep saying
Calm
your mom is
down,
getting
calm down, calm down.
First mom.
Calm down.
We are on this
you just said
podcast.
something that I really don't support.
Calm down.
He just said
But
it's
you-
just like walking into your man's office and having sex with him.
That was just one thing that I
No,
said that
see,
was.
sometimes it makes more sense.
I was talking about the chaos it
Makes more
is.
sense.
I was talking about the chaos in it. The fact that you can get caught. That's the chaos.
The only
So
thing
it's
I know-
exciting.
It's my man.
Just like a cricket.
Except he is not
I'm saying that with his door open. When I start doing away, the chaos that.
I said,
Nathaniel Bassey said, I have joy in chaos in Jesus. That's what I meant. You should go in chaos. You have gone to Tisha.
Let's stay guided, okay? We don't have so much time. Remember, we are just 30
man, I never had them.
And then quickly tell us, what's the best way to end a relationship?
Honestly, I think that as mature beings and in a most mature and sincere way, it's always good to have a conversation with this person. And phone should not be an option. Texting him on phone shouldn't be an option. You two, it depends on how you two want to end the relationship. If it's going to be mutually, then fine. But if you think that this person is toxic to an extent that you cannot even have a reasonable conversation with this guy, then I think you should keep your distance. Because, like, let me go back to this, my ex. At the end of the day, he hurt me, yes, but I think that was one of the best ways to even end a relationship for the two of you to move on. Because he gave me his distance at one point in time. I'm like, it can no longer work. May any man any man stay on the lane you get. Mm-hmm. So if you think that the partner you have is a toxic person, is someone who can never sit down, you can never sit him down to have a reasonable conversation with him one-on-one, then just keep your distance and you try to heal. And then do the things that you think can help you heal. Let me take an example for myself. I love swimming.
Wait, we'll get into that part.
Okay, all right. Okay.
What's the best way to break up? Jude, what's the best way to break up?
You want to cry again?
Nah, I cannot.
You think about that ex?
Oh,
It could be.
Very, very bad.
may the peace of the Lord be with you all.
And also with you.
So with you, brother.
Okay, so I'll talk. And let me just say outright then. I can say any other thing later, but I think personally that the best way to end a relationship is not to start it at all.
It's not what?
To start it at all.
Jude, please.
You know, now I am going to go into explaining that. I mean, most of the times I've been hurt is because I started something. And I mean, I find myself just leaning in a very quiet corner saying, but why did I start? Why did I start?
So
Why did I start?
All of us be celibate.
So, and I just thought about it and I am like, if I really just have to end it, then I should not start it. You know, when you get through hurt a couple of times, and then because normal life ways, people say, keep trying. For business, of course, as an entrepreneur, I try every day. But you see, for love, I go die.
All of us be mad.
I go die, my sister. So, I mean, I just feel like, you know, most of the times, sometimes you just really need to not start, give yourself some time. Now, when I was saying not start, it doesn't mean at some point you're not going to get into a relationship. But do not be in a hurry to start.
Okay.
If you don't test something, it don't hurt you, it don't hurt you, it don't cause you pain. Relax. Magdala say it take a lot of time to not do relationship, but that was 3 months, and then they reiterate.
3 months, let's
wait.
Especially without you.
And then they say 90 days. You get it? That's no time. You know, sometimes
That time for you, a time for other people.
For really, wait, time for go love or time for go fornicate?
For rest, it's a different time you be doing something.
Let me be honest.
It's 90 days.
Is it time enough to rest, to not love, or time enough to not fornicate? Because me, right, I not spend 2 weeks where I not fornicate. But if I get
Should hurt,
but must be spoken.
now, let's continue now.
We're going to get cancelled.
Yes. right.
If I go spend 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and 1 year and 5 years we're not fornicate, it means the love means a lot to me. And that is the same thing I am talking about, not restarting fast enough. Now, when you get off something, maybe 1 or 2 times and you think this is not okay, take time. Learn to love yourself, and then it will be. But no, I talk said no, the best way to break up is
derailing. It's okay. Well, we're all here. Thank you very much. Well, I think that I'll just go with you three. No, with the two of you. Forgot about you. Because not start. But I just say the point that he's trying to make about probably taking time before you get into a relationship, regardless, if they want hurt you, they will hurt you. If you take that 5 years, say I'm off the market, I'm out of the market, I am by the market, I'll get into the market, and they won't break your heart, they will break your heart.
Pieces.
Yes, they will rip it to shreds.
They'll break your heart and send you Bible verses.
Exactly.
Ah, Jesus.
What did they do to you?
A lot.
So you went through a lot.